Hello, you hardcore boxing fans out there, how you doing? It's Rusty from Porky's Corner, the biggest gob in sport. We say the things on here and nobody dare say. We're just waiting for Terry, Japan Dharma. He'll be here shortly. We'll just send him a quick message. He'll be on. All right, Teddy, lad, I'm on. We'll be on in a minute. It's all good stuff, isn't it? Wednesday. So some videos flying out this week, isn't there? It's all good stuff. Well, I think there's only going to be one topic that Terry's going to want to talk about this morning. With Big John Fury, big roadman killer. 101 on the hard road. He just had a silver medal, hasn't he? Is that his first good hiding he's had ever on hard road? Hey, not in a small man. We're coming off with a cut head. All good stuff, isn't it? All good stuff. Get him on. Get some graft done. I'm on, lad. Are you ready?
Yeah, all right, man. Give me 2 minutes now, yeah?
Go on then, lad. Old Terry there trying to do a Yorkshire accent. Terry, that's worst Yorkshire accent I've ever heard in my life. Hey. Oh, isn't it? How's it going, kid? You all right there? Hey, I don't hear. God, I thought you university boffins were all tech minded. Hey, it's just me, isn't it? They can work a computer now. What's he doing? Terence, are you there? Terence, what is going on here? Earth calling Terry. Terry, what are you doing to me, mate? What are you doing to me? Terry, what are you doing, lad? Press mute.
Oh, that's why. Okay.
How are you?
Man, I don't even, how did I end up muted? Do you mute me, Porky? Is this your new technical wizardry? You're just like, I want to shut him up.
I muted you. I've just unmuted you. I've been training my kid. I thought, training on my own here, all this equipment here, and nobody wants to train with me, eh?
Mate, you are on their way.
Carry on now. I'll just keep carrying on, repping out, kid. Get them reps in bank, kid. Get them reps.
Like, serious question.
Yeah,
you must fancy your chances against John Fury now, surely.
Well, listen, if he bumps into me at a show, obviously it's beyond, won't it? I'm not bothered about him being a big bloke. I'm all right for my size. After seeing that, I ain't bothered about him. He's a big shit house, isn't he? Let's have it right. He's a bully. Look, everything I've been saying on my channel for all this time, I said, watch what happens when he goes out there. He doesn't handle attention good at all. So you've seen it. He thinks it's all about him, doesn't he? He's you know he's cuckoo, don't you?
Yeah.
So if he ever put hands on me, I would have to put hands back on him to defend myself, wouldn't I? And I got weighed this morning, 148 pounds, mate. So I'm not a big fella. I'm a 5'8" on a good day, but I don't think I'd be bothered about him at all. At all. I'm fit as a butcher.
Would you hit him with the quick nip on?
I'd have to hit him stomach, wouldn't I? Because he's a big old ogre, isn't it? But if he put hands on me, I'm going to hit him back, aren't I? Because he's got self-defence, isn't it? And not never mind all that, oh, well, you backed up to a wall or you could have ran off and that. If he touches me, I'd have to get stuck back into him. Like anybody who puts hands on me, I won't have that. I'll never have that. So even Dennis tried it, didn't it? Bulgarian who got a shock of his life. But I'd had 6 years where Dennis, you know, coming up to me in that office and jabbing me and this and that. He did it on first week. I was like, oh, hey up, Dennis. I thought Michelle was coming into the room, whacked me there one day, and I thought, I'm not going to put up with that for much longer. But I did. I kept putting up with it, and eventually, boom, he caught one, didn't he? So, but I won't let him because he's horrible. He's horrible. He's like, I know
Yeah.
all sides. What he did to Oprah. Oprah's smaller than me, you know. He's about my weight and he's about there on me. So
Yeah.
it's Carl Frampton size Opie. And Opie dropped him as well, you know. So he ain't that hard, is he?
There you go.
But what's upset with him more than anything, and that's on my most viewed video if people want to go look. He cried in dock and all that. We all know that. And he sent a begging letters at judges, didn't he? Big John Fury trying to get his sentence reduced. He got it reduced from 11 to 9 in end. And he did 4 in a few months. Point I want to make is this. Opie is up to there on him, mate. He's a small guy. And he's 13-year-old and I think 17-year-old kids were there. I mean, how bad's that? How bad is that, Terry? Hey?
Nah. Look, mate, how many years have I been saying that most of these people are fake tough guys?
Fake
Yeah.
tough guys, mate. That's what they are. Fake tough guys.
Because you know, you can talk about you're a real fighting man, but when you were in a boxing ring with other real fighting men, we saw what we saw.
Yeah, we did, mate. We seen what we seen, and that guy just stood there, didn't he? Didn't do anything. He shot off him, didn't he? He probably shot off thinking, what have I done? Because it's too late once you've been arrested. Now, they can't tug him, can they? Because his son's got the whole world in his hands at the moment. And do you see where I'm coming from? They're calling it shot. They can take their ball home at any day, any time they want. Their ball will be took home. Bat and ball, gone. I'm like that myself at times. I'm really highly strung. If you don't believe me, go ask Dennis. Or my family and friends. I'm really highly strung. You can imagine some episodes with me and Kevin here, can't you? Me and Dennis, me and Mickey Theo, whatever people have had around me over the years. I'm really highly strung, but he's off the charts. He's off at charts, but his ends in violence, doesn't it? Violence, as you know, mine done. So I don't know.
Yeah, but it's mad, isn't it? He never had this energy for Mickey Theo.
No, he didn't. And do you know what the best thing about it is? I spent a lot of time with Mick, and Mick never missed a training session. He even got me into training, and I thank him very much because he knew what he was doing. He showed me how to train for my size. He did know what he was doing, and he got me into it. And Mick never missed a session. And Mick were ready to rock and roll with him, mate. No ifs or buts. And they kept moving the goalposts. And do you know what? In end, Terry, I thought to myself, I'm not sure if it were 10 or 11 billboards, actual, I think there were about 17 altogether, but there were 10 or 11 regarding them. And I thought, you know, I'm just wasting my time here. Wasting my time and wasting my mate's time who's got his own billboard business. He just done my head in end. And I said to Mick, I don't think he's going to fight you. He kept moving goalposts. And Mick were very patient. Well, he'd have to because he had me in tow 18 months. So we were very, very patient. The meetings we had with people regarding pay-per-view, platforms, big business people coming down to see us from Leeds, all sorts of stuff going on behind the scenes. It were all there. Even went to Hull to see Big Shane, and we arranged a rugby league or a football. I think it were a rugby league place in Hull where they have like a fair and everything, and it holds about 2,500 people and all that. They were even going to do that. There were a lot of time and effort went into John Fury and his mate Spencer Brown, and they kept moving the goalposts. And do you know what it were? I'm not going to say who told me this, but they kept doing it. Do you know what? To stay relevant for PR, because it caught the public's imagination, didn't it? And he kept doing it and doing it. And this is what he's doing now. And I personally think he's addicted to the PR, just like his son, because his son's CV is pishing it. Let's have it right. Well, they're saying his son's better than Lennox Lewis. These fanaticals in my inbox. It's becoming that bad, Terry, now that Cameron's having to save him all because they're that sick. It's that sick now, the emails that we get from these fanatics It's unbelievable. But his CV's pish.
Mate, it's
Pish.
scary, right? And you know, I've been saying this for years. The the makeup of boxing fans is very, very scary to me because I I don't know what attracts the nutcases to the sport. I really, really don't. And and that's not me attacking the mentally ill, by the way, because I don't think a lot of these people are mentally ill. I think a lot of these people just lead really sad lives.
Yeah.
And it's almost like boxing is their voice. Like because they can't fight, because they can't look after themselves, they love watching people who can, and they become their heroes. But some of these men are in their 40s. Do you know what I mean? Like that's the scary thing. Like they're in their 40s. They've had a chance to live life and to be men, and they've refused to do so. And it's sad, mate. Like I look at think about the rest. All we do is share our opinion on boxing. We do something anyone could do. If they've got 50 quid to get a microphone, they could do it themselves. Right? That's all we do is share our opinion. And then people will really try and psychoanalyze you and try and talk about backgrounds, this, backgrounds, that, and and get nasty. And look, I get why they'd want to do it because maybe it's a chance for them to get your attention, but that doesn't get my attention. What gets my attention is someone saying something that I can learn from. Well, when you read a message from someone that say something, you're like, I'd never thought of it like that.
Yeah.
And then you go, okay, that's a good guy there because he understands that it's about moving the discussion forward.
Yeah. Well, I'm starting to wonder now with this situation with John Fury if they think that because his son's heavyweight champion at world, he can just go out there and do what he wants, threaten people, assault people, and think they've got to get out of jail free card because they're in with this Turkey guy. But I can assure you that they will turn just like that. I've heard back anyway from somebody who knows them, and they're disgusted, mate. Absolutely disgusted. What's going to happen, I don't know. All they're saying now is the word is they just want the fight to happen now. Because can you imagine with all this carry on now? They might be thinking, well, I know they are thinking that they could be looking for a way out, Furies. Do you think? There's more to come this week, isn't there?
It's Wednesday now. I think, for being honest, mate, I think the fight will happen, and I think you're bang on. They've almost gone, look, we've sunk so much money into this. This is the centerpiece of the whole plan. This is the last move. It's the second to last move we're going to make in this because the last move is really the winner of this against Joshua. That's the last move. And then no one's going to care about any of this anymore. So they're like, we have to get through this. And look, here's the thing, Russ. When you go out to the Middle East, they don't mind how you are in private. They'll never judge your private life. Do what you want behind closed doors. Yeah. If you want to be gay behind closed doors. No one is going to hammer you because they're a big culture of minding your own business. But what you never do in the Middle East is act up in public. Never.
Yeah.
And John's violated that because there's so many ways John could be an asset to this promotion, but headbutting a poor kid isn't one of them. Number one, and number two, the fact that that kid reacted like nothing happened is the bigger worry. And like that was like David versus Goliath.
Well, it's assault. That assault there's an ABH, right? I think it used to carry 4 years in this country now. Now I think it carries 5, does it? Like a GBH, and then the wound in GBH in 10. That's the section 18. That carries.
That can go up to life.
That can go to that. I know because I've got one on my record, and I'm a policeman. So, and you get a strike for that. But point I want to make is he's on a strike, but that's not a GBH he's done. But he's a border control trainer in he or seconds license. So you'd expect the border control to be having a word, wouldn't you? Because if they can come down on Dennis for something I've sent in a direct message to Gavin McDonald, they can shut Dennis's promotional license down until further notice. They can do that for that, can't they? Because if you read your license conditions, it says, doesn't it, about things like that, doesn't it, bringing the game into disrepute. But nothing's been done, has it? Because I'm not sure if they want to take him on. It's a bit like if Tyson Fury fails a dope test now, who's going to take him on with $250 million in bank? Nobody's going to want to take that on, are they?
But like for example, I don't think Fury's licensed by the board.
So it's them this like that. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, Fury's not licensed by the board, mate. I don't think, because if he is, he's not listed. Do you see what I mean? Like normally on the board, you're listed as a boxer or a manager. I don't think Fury is listed. Not even self-managed, I don't think. So I don't think Fury's got a British license. I wonder if his old man's got a British license, to be fair.
Might be on an Irish one like Peter was for years. You never know, dear. Because
One thing you can say about those guys is they're crafty as hell.
travellers, aren't they? Like they're supposed to be.
Yeah. They know how to duck and dive.
There's nothing wrong with that. Have you seen Max's pictures he keeps putting up on his Insta? He's out in Germany, isn't he, Max?
Yeah, listen, Max the monster, man. Like he I mean, the modern day Max Schmeling.
Well, the picture he's put out, the fight song, it looks like he's got tits, doesn't it, Max? You've got tits, titty man. So he sent out, Max. You know what you need to do for that, Max? When you do your flies, go down like that, and then do that extra rep and stretch. It's all about the stretch. Okay, Max, you don't need heavy weights to look good aesthetically. Just come and look at me, kid. Light weights.
Like he might be the new Porky.
You know what it is with Max? He's overeating. Listen, too many people are overeating, mate. Why can't they just try different things? Like I've just something for a few days. Up in the morning, 4 scrambled eggs, and that's it. That's it for the day. No shakes, no. Try that for 3 days. And it's amazing what you can get out of eggs, you know. I think so. It sets you up for the day. You know, after you've done something in the morning, scrambled eggs, and then that's it for 24 hours. You know, they keep going on about all this fasting, don't they? You've got to have something in you, haven't you?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I'm trying to get back up to 11 now, so I want to I'm putting raw eggs in my shakes today. We'll try that. But yeah, it's good to play about with your body, I think. Because you know, when you're playing about with your body, Terry, with food or this and that, you know, when you get down and you go down to do your weights, and you know what weight you have on every time and how many reps you do. When you don't get them reps out, you start thinking to yourself, oh, you know, I need to start, you know, eating a bit better. So that's how you find out, isn't it?
Yeah, you'll find out what works for you.
Yeah. You know, if you go down and you throw 50 kg on bench and you want to do 2 sets of 25 reps and you get to 22 and you're thinking, God, what's going on here? Then you think, well, I'm on an empty stomach. I didn't eat last night. You know, that kind of thing. But I'm trying to train on an empty stomach all the time, you know, just to try and push myself a bit more. I don't know. Have you ever tried that?
Sometimes I train on an empty stomach. So if I train in the morning, it's always on an empty stomach.
Yeah.
But if I normally, like, I'm at my strongest between about 3 and 5 o'clock in the afternoon. That's when I've always kind of lifted my heaviest. My body's just set up that way. Don't know how, don't know why. And then in the nighttime, I kind of fall off a bit.
Yeah. Okay. The GAD, Puppy Parsons and Coogan, they've all put their foot in it this week, haven't they? And all tried to retract stuff and this and that. Do you think the media now are being manipulated by the Furies, yes or no?
So I'm always going to stick up for Charlie Parsons, Russ, and I'll tell you why.
I know, because he's a young kid, he's impressionable, isn't he?
Not even that, but he's a young kid, and if someone had offered you that at 21, you'd have been all over it, right? You know, here's some dough. You get to fly around the world. You follow this circus they call boxing. If someone had offered you that at 21, you'd have taken it. You know, you've had to put your Scarface lifestyle to the side, but you'd have done it.
It's not for me, that, Terry, but for a young lad, it's all right, isn't it?
That's what I'm saying to you. Like, if you're a young lad, you're like, whoa, I get to be around people I used to watch on TV. But look, the boxing media has been a mess for a few years, hasn't it? Because they don't want anyone new. Like, they make a conscious attempt to keep people out. It's the only reason kids like Parsons get in is because they kind of make their own luck. You know, if you can do numbers independently of the mainstream outlets, they will bring you in. They always do. They'll bring you in and they'll just say, look, if you play the game properly, we'll look after you. That's what it is. Like, if your channel was doing 50,000 views a video, mate, you would be in Saudi right now.
Well, I wouldn't, mate, because I'll end up with an arm cut off because I've got a big mouth.
And yeah, and they got a problem with pork as well. So yeah,
Yeah,
you'd
they
be a
don't
bit.
like pork over there. So that turkey game, not turkey, where is it? Saudi. That is not going to be. That is not for me. But it don't mean to say that I don't wish everybody else good out there. But I can assure you, if they keep going out there, certain people, sooner or later, there's going to be some jail time handed out. Pop, pop, bang. I think so. Law of averages, isn't it? If somebody says to me, Russell, we're going to send you to Saudi every week, every other weekend for 10 weekends. So I'm going to go to Saudi 10 times. Out that 10 times, Terry, one of them times I'll come back with a no hand or no arm. That's just a law of averages. It's like if I go to Dennis's when I worked for Dennis 5 times over 5 months, one of them 5 times there would be an incident where we're at it, and there were. So it's just law of averages if I'm involved. So I'm not going to be going anywhere near. I'm going to be coming back like that. We're calling me fly my wall flipper. It ain't going to happen. But I ain't got no problem with other people going out there. But if they're going out there, do your job properly. Don't put something out, Charlie Parsons, on Boxing Social saying, here I am with the main man, John Fury, after what he's done. It's liquor behaviour. Same as Coogan putting something out. John Fury's been headbutted. And then when all the videos came out from different angles, they changed it, didn't they, 24 hours later? Then I heard Big Tyson were a bit frosty with them. Look, it is what it is. They're treading on eggshells around them all the time, even the gaddies. But what the gad came out with were just, well, I think he's lost it, Annie, now. Do you think he's lost all credibility as a Fleet Street media guy, Terry? Yes or no?
Um, no, because that's a skill thing. Like if you could, he's a skilled journalist, right? But he's realized that he doesn't need his skills for boxing.
Yeah.
He's just there to be a clown, and he plays the clown role. The thing about playing the clown role is 6 times out of 10 you get it spot on. 4 times out of 10 it's a disaster, right? That's how clown behavior is, and that's where he is right now. You know, he's not the guy will embarrass himself for anything. He's the sort of guy that, do you remember the days of Noel Edmonds? And you know that they'd throw gunge on people. They put you in there was the gunge tank and all of that. He's the sort of guy that would do that. It's like no dignity.
Yeah. Yeah, I see what you mean. I see what you mean. It's now obviously we're Wednesday now and the fight's gonna be out on Saturday. It's 25 quid. I think that's going on what we've had in past.
We've paid more for less.
Yeah. So we've got what we wanted. We'd have paid that years ago, wouldn't we? I don't agree with these 25 quid, especially when it's on top of a subscription anyway. But for what we're getting for, we've waited 25 years for it, haven't we? If there were no Champions League finals after Man United did Bayern Munich, there'd be hell on, wouldn't there? And that's the
Do you know
riots.
the issue I have, Russ? Here's
What?
the issue I have, right?
What?
When we were paying that money for pay-per-view, we were paying for them to put the show on. So it was like, right, you got to put the show on and you have to pay the fighters. We get it. They are not paying the fight. Sky are not paying the fighters. But they've basically bought the license for that, yeah? For let's just say they bought it for 3.5, 4 million, right? Just to broadcast it in the UK. So what are they charging 25 quid for? Do you see what I mean?
I don't know, mate. I don't know.
So because they're not putting the show on. The Saudis are carrying everything on their balance sheet, right? Every penny for this show is coming out of the Saudis' budget,
So why
right?
are they doing this then?
Because they know they can just, this is what they call it, make hay while the sun shines.
Yeah. I don't know, mate, but it's not looking good, is it?
Well, look, it's made boxing a slave to whatever the Saudis want, right? And you're seeing that all these grown men just twerking for the Saudis. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Look, if your living's boxing and the money's in Saudi, you got to do what you got to do. But just don't be surprised if some really messed up stuff comes out about this whole Saudi phase at some point, because it just has a little whiff to it that doesn't really sit right with me. And I can't tell you what it is, Russ, because I haven't figured it out. But there's something here where I'm like, it's not making sense to me.
Yeah. I see where you're coming from. Do you think that maybe the Saudis are trying to get some money back out of that job? Do you think what they've shelled out, and you think it is maybe about money and balancing books?
Nah, no chance. If it was about balancing books, they'd never have done this in the first place.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're going on about Wilder Ergovic. How do you see that going, Terry?
Oh,
Sorry,
oh,
Wilder Zhang. Sorry, Ergovic Dubois. Sorry.
mate. Like, I just think Malik Scott has turned Wilder into the very thing he should never have become. If you've grown up your whole life being unconventional and not knowing how to box, and you've been able to knock everyone down that you've been in the ring with, why would anyone change that? If you've always had a gunslinger's chance of winning and you've always been able to fire off, why would you then sit around at 37, 38 years old and say, I want to learn how to box properly? This is what killed Joshua's career, and it's what's killing Wilder's career. Malik Scott has no idea why Deontay Wilder is so effective because he only lasted 32 seconds with him in the ring. But Wilder was at his best when he just stood in really odd positions and threw shots from really odd positions. And he had the power to make it work. Why the hell would you change that?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Do you think Wilder could knock Zhang out?
I think Wilder could knock anyone out. Maybe not Big John Fury, the fighting man.
Well, 100 on hard road, 100 by way off. The lives were not worth living after I dealt with them. Go on, Big John. Oh, there's so much stuff he comes out. MI5 are watching me from the moon. Or is it MFI? I'm a sod, I know. But if you want to put yourself up there, that's what happens, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Somebody emailed me going, over in the comment section, why is Ian Snowden on your billboard? You mean him there with Everton top? It's because he's a legend. He won the title with Everton. All right, back in the
Which year? 86?
in
Oh, no,
80s,
87.
80s when they had Peter Reid and all them lot went in team. So that's why he's on there. I've known him since I was 9 years of age. So that's why, mate. So if you're an Everton fan, good luck to you. He's the Everton ambassador for Everton Football Club, Ian. He is Kevin's best mate. So yeah, so that's why he's on there. He's a pal. He's a pal of mine. I thought I'd stick it on there just to piss him off because he's Bellews, mate. But to be honest with you, I'm Team Tony Bellew today. Do you know why? I've just heard his interview on Talksport when he's saying, Big John Fury won't be doing nothing. Go on, Tony, you stick up for yourself. But don't get greedy, Tony. Don't get greedy. But yeah.
That's Dave Caldwell, isn't it?
Yes, Dave Cole, he sat in behind me at Usy's show overnight. I tell you. I was like, oh, fucking hell. But I'd already had Scarborough's warning, and Ash come and see me. Took me into that. Hey, they put a good door on up there. Took me into this VIP thing with red carpet. Says, Russ, can I have a word? I went, yeah, go on then. Oh, it must be serious if you call me Russ and not Porky. He said, oh, Dave Caldwell's going to be sat behind you. Are you all right with that? Hardly go. No, I'm not. Can I? If you've been comped, can you? So
Nah.
I said, yeah, I ain't got a problem with that. Though he obviously were out with some chick punching way above his way. I'm not sure if it was his missus or not, but he done well for his son. But he's got beef with Chris Smedley. Let them deal with it. But he's not my cup of tea. But I'm not going to spoil that somebody else's event, am I? So,
No, wait. He's got beef with you. Don't worry
well,
about
he never said
Smedley.
no. He never said no to me. Give me a BG smile when I put my head around. So I'm not going to cause problems. I've got Gary from Welcome Estates here, Clinton Buds there, and last thing they want is me ranting off in it. Do you know what I mean? But if it had been at one of Dennis's shows and I were walking around, sniffed out my head, it would have been on, Terry. And I think you know that, don't you? But when you're a guest at somebody else's show, you can't carry off like that.
You can't act up, no.
You got to use a bit of decorum, haven't you? Not that I've got any of that.
On the hard
Got a
road.
vile little tongue, that's my mum say. Your tongue's vile, Russell. You wash your mouth out with soap before you come down here next time. I said, all right, mum. So yeah, I have got a bit of a vile tongue at the time. I'm not fetched up like that, Terry. I don't know if it's I don't know if it's because I'm short-tempered, or I don't know if it's health issues, or I'm just short-tempered little. I don't know. Somebody said to me, you're all teeth and trainers, you little fucking munchkin. I heard that. Or I've had somebody called me a PAKI, which is like, wow. I get all sorts, don't I? So it's more off a duck's back, but at first I was quite sensitive to it all. But I think now, I don't know, maybe I might be reading these comments, because I do read them all eventually. It's hard not to take it into your private life, you think? I mean,
I don't read them at all,
some
mate.
of the stuff I get, Terry, it's quite sick, isn't it, really?
Mate, I don't read a damn thing. I don't read a
No, don't you?
damn
I
thing.
do. I pick
I know,
bones out of them and nick their one-liners. What
but
are
you
you
know
about
what it
to
is,
do?
Russ?
Hey?
Yeah, you know what it is? Like negativity is a disease, mate. Like it'll infect you as well. So I
Well,
just don't read it. I genuinely like, but you know when people say, "Oh, you're getting cooked in the comments," I'm like, "Good." I don't read anything, and when people send me comments and stuff, like you get one warning, then you get blocked because, like, why do I care what someone else thinks about me? Like, I got to live with me every day. Do you know what I mean? If I'm used to me every day, if my family are used to me, if my mates are used to me, like, why do I care what some guy in Scunthorpe thinks about me? I don't care. Like, mate, you got all the freedom in the world to live your life, mate. Go and do something rewarding with it. Like, I don't care what you think about anything. It's as simple as that.
what you've got to understand, though, is, right, obviously, this is a boxing channel, but I try to tell it with a bit of comedy, and I try to make it a bit funny to be engaging, because, as you can see, why don't you come in? Oh,
Who's
yeah.
that?
He's just backing it. It's Kevin. He's just watching his investment, isn't it? But basically, what it is, we do. It's a boxing channel, and I try to make it a little bit funny in that, because obviously that's what I do. And when I read some of these stuff, I pinch a lot of things from them. Like the button moon one. Well, I pinched that from this super troll. This is gone now. This button moon one. And I say, oh, you put him on button moon. Well, I think that's a great saying, me. And I've nicked that. So, and there's loads of other ones I've nicked, because it's like my mum says to me, some of the things you come out with, Russell, where do you get them from? And I just say trolls, and they don't understand that they're like giving me my scripts. So, and I like jazz it up a little bit like that, don't I? Because sometimes your mind can go blank when you're in front of this camera. Don't forget, I have to keep it going all the time. There's not always a script, as you know, but when we do it, it's pretty easy. I have bullet points, but so your mind can go blank. So I try and read the comments, and a lot of people who come onto my channel and leave comments are really, really funny. And the super trolls, the ones that want to get personal and email me, their ones are like really funny. So I take stuff from each individual one. So it's my way of not having to overthink, I guess. But it's like I'm pinching their material, but really they're giving it me, aren't they? It's no different
Yeah,
to me writing scripts for, say, Christine Coles from Wheatley and Donny, club comedian, which is what I used to do I'm going back 20 years now, when I first started doing that. That for me, like, well, wow, I'll do that for free. Giving her stuff, and she'd like text stuff, and she's like, oh God, this is good. And this is no different to this. It's just that I'm in front of the camera here, aren't I? So
yeah. There you go.
but like I
Big
said,
Paul.
it's boxing, but I am sharp, and the vibe is we don't take no shit on here, but we try to make it a little bit funny and throw a few sketches in. And I don't know, we don't do helmets now because there's too many complaints, but I might bring it back for a one-off in next month or so. But we don't do that. And the weapon of the week, my mum didn't like me doing that. She's saying, Russell, it's uncouth, and we've just sat here. I think my mum had some people around, they put it on, and hey, we'll put it on. What's it up to you, Russ? And they put it on, and it was weapon at week. Oh God, you didn't, did you? No, couldn't you just put a normal one on? And what are you doing that? Like on Eden, that's an aubergine, isn't it? But
Yeah.
we
So
don't.
so let me guess, Russ. Um, helmet of the month will be John Fury.
Well, if I bring it back, obviously, it might he'd be helmet of the decade, wouldn't it, John Field? Weapon of the week, cock of the day, the Tuesday tit, anything, wouldn't it? I mean, they're letting him have a free for all, aren't they, basically, at the moment? But
Oh mate,
he's hanging himself, Terry, isn't he? Hanging himself.
what's he gonna do when this is all over?
Well, I don't really know, you see, but he's piling money up, isn't he? But if he gives somebody a good hiding, they're going to need a lot of money to get the charge dropped, aren't they? Because sooner or later, they're going to lose it. And once you lose it and you pick them up, If you break a bone, he's going to get a strike, isn't he? Now he's capable of grabbing somebody. He's a big bloke. Listen, I've been grabbed by big blokes like that at this weight. You know, like that, flying through air, mate, like Superman. You could do some damage. He'll do you some damage. 6'3.5", 20 stone, grabbing a 10 stone, a 5'8". You're going to get hurt in it. So that'll be his undoing. So he needs to keep piling that money up because once that red mist then descends, it's all over for him, isn't it? Do you think?
I think once Fury's done with boxing, it's gonna be very hard for John to have any leverage in boxing, mate. I don't see where his value comes. I think Tommy's done.
He's done.
Like, I don't think Tommy's going to box
He's
professionally.
big now.
Really.
Have you seen him? Apparently, he's supposed to be £220. Somebody were telling me, so he's not going to do 175, is he?
No chance. And he gets splattered as a cruiserweight. So no.
Well, look, when Peter were training him, so you've not got it. So that's why he stopped training this. Is you're not going to do it. But he found a way, didn't he? Because they're cunning, isn't he? Like his brother and his old man. Found a way to get to the promised land. They've all done it off back of Tyson's back, haven't they, basically? I mean, you've seen it for yourself. We've got the heavyweight champ out there. He's got the whole world in his hands. If he decides to take his bat and ball on and come home, the whole world will be laughing at Saudi.
But here's the thing, Russ. Think about this. This is an undisputed fight in the heavyweight division between Usyk and Tyson Fury. This is for all 4 belts. Yada, 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 yada. And no one outside of boxing fans is talking about it.
Yeah.
It's got zero traction in the mainstream.
Yeah.
Zero. It's not a big deal. It's genuinely not a big deal. And the problem Fury's got is as soon as he wins this, he comes back to the UK and everyone's just going to dig up all the unpleasant things he said. They're just going to hammer him. And he knows that. He knows he's got it coming if he wins.
Yeah, it's craziness, isn't it? It's craziness. But what can we do about it? Right, the heavyweight division. We've spoke about Tyson Fury. So how do you see the fight going on?
Well, that's a good question. So it's interesting. Like, what we tend to do in these situations is compare the best version we've ever seen of Usyk with the best version we've ever seen of Fury. Now, if you're biased, you'll compare the best version of Fury you've ever seen with the worst version of Usyk you've ever seen, right? And then vice versa. But what you want to really look at is the Usyk and the Fury you get 70% of the time, right? And if you look at that, it's a closer fight than people think. It's because it's really going to turn on Usyk's activity and Fury's reach. If Usyk can get past that Fury jab, then it's a long night for Tyson because I don't think Tyson's got the legs he used to have.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he's going to be able to land the shots he landed on Wilder when it comes to Usyk. But then Fury's got the trump card in that he could just switch to southpaw. And once he does that, he negates virtually everything that Usyk can do. If Fury boxes this as a southpaw, I think it's a relatively easy win. If he goes orthodox, then it might be an entertaining fight for the fans because Usyk's going to have to battle like hell to get on the inside. And unlike Joshua, Fury will throw that uppercut when you start rushing in on him. And so that's what I think the fight will turn. But if you ask me who I think will win, I think Fury wins. I just think he's got too many advantages in his favor. And age isn't a factor here because Usyk is old as well. And Usyk is slowing down. And he hasn't got the legs he used to have. So I think this might just be, imagine this was just 2 old sluggers going at it and just go, right, let's just go till one of us drops.
Yeah. Well, we're going to see, aren't we? We're going to see. Okay. Dubois, Joshua, where are they going now? I know Dubois got Wilder on. Is it Wilder? No. It was
Ergovic.
Ergovic and Dubois. Getting mixed up. Wilder's got Zhang, hasn't he? Yeah. But who's Joshua got? And why are we not hearing that any of them guys for Joshua? Them 4 guys.
Joshua's parked. Well, because remember, Joshua's going to deal with the winner of Fury and Usyk.
Yeah, do you think Joshua's wrapped up now, waiting for Fury? Yeah, but what if Fury and Usyk have another one?
They'll just keep Joshua nice. he'll keep fighting guys like Michael Hunter, Michael Hunter level guys that he should beat. He'll keep fighting those guys. They're not going to put him in harm's way until they've got their investment back, because this is really about Joshua fighting one of these guys, because Joshua's the mainstream guy.
Yeah. I see where you're coming from. Do you feel that it's all going a bit quiet though with Joshua? We're not hearing anything from Eddie Hills or Spotty Frank or
He's in the gym. No. He's in the gym. A couple of lads I used to train have been in there with him. He's in the gym. He's training. He's in Saudi this week, but last week he was sparring last week. So he's. But if you ever want to know what AJ is, he's either doing Joshua business or he's boxing. He doesn't do anything else.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Okay. Do you want to go on to part 2, Terry?
All right, mate.
All right. Thanks for liking and subscribing. In a comment. Have to get in close, and get on to part 2. Don't forget to leave a comment. Jump on to part 2. And you, Julian. Pop, pop, bang.